Thanks for tuning in to You See Me, focusing on the battle of self-love, acceptance, abuse, spirituality, and much more. Your host, Tina Wynn, will be sharing various ways and strategies that she used to overcome grief, addiction, and depression. You See Me is a self-expressed term Tina uses as a way of making people see the real you. For people to see you, you must first see yourself.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to the You See Me podcast. I am your host, Mrs. Tina Wynn-Bridges, and you can continue to see me right here at You See Me podcast or on the We Empower Network Saturdays at 7 p.m. I hope you guys have been enjoying seeing yourselves and enjoying seeing others. This is episode 6 of season number 3. So if you haven't caught my earlier episodes, please go back and get caught up. And for those of you that know I like to play with numbers, it's the intellect in me because they symbolize order for me. So something unique about the number 6 stood out to me, guys. And that's because on the 6th day, man was created. And the number 6 is associated with the imperfection of man and the weaknesses of indulging in sin that was created with man. And we ended last week discussing just how imperfect man can be, especially when buying love from others. Number one reason why it's important to love you. So as we continue to connect these pieces of our lives together so that it makes sense for us, we have unveiled that the relationships we are entering, especially the one with self and the one with the Father, should be healthy and allowing you to grow, thus producing love, not the weaknesses and sin that came along with man's creation, which is what our Father is all about and what our February focus is all about, love. With that being said, I hope you guys have captured the importance of knowing what type of love you are giving yourself and what type you are giving others, because sometimes we give others more than we give ourselves, or either we're giving ourselves more than we allow ourselves to give others. And the type of love you are expecting to receive from people may be different than the love that people are giving you. And as we discussed in our previous episode, seeing yourself is an internal process. It starts inside of you, and an external mirrored reflection of the people around you. While love is eternal, it will go on forever. Your love for others should be coming from what's inside you and what you are capable of giving you first. We do not give more of us away than we need to, and we do not give people things that we are not capable of giving ourselves. And in light of Black History Month also being this month, guys, we want to honor Miss Whitney Houston. She not only graced this world with her beautiful gift of song, she poured into every woman that she could, every chance that she could, and she poured in them from a place of love that started within her, because she understood the importance of loving yourself. Her song, The Greatest Love of All, clearly teaches us that it is a gift to self-love, which is why we are here, to first see ourselves and love ourselves, and then to love others. So RIP to Miss Houston. Anyway, guys, Tina has been doing some thinking, because y'all know that's what Tina does. Tina likes to think, and I like to encourage and give other people things to think about. So I let myself reflect on some of these things while I was sitting at my thinking table that are inside of me versus things I let become a part of me. And as I examine all the obstacles that I let become a part of me, putting myself through, attempting to buy love from people, I was amazed at the fighter that lived inside of me. I was amazed at just how far I would allow myself to go sometimes trying to obtain money. I tackled some obscene battles over money, guys, and I know we all have. You know, all the things I did to get money, to buy this so-called love, circled my thoughts, and it circled my thoughts heavy. And I started reflecting more. It made me think about my character, my values, and my purpose. And some of the things we do for the love of money has completely altered who we are or who we were meant to be, which is what I want to discuss, the love of money. Some of us are having a complete love affair with money. And money is never going to be faithful to us back. It changes value based on location, and it goes from pocket to pocket to pocket. So it never stays in one place. When I have no money, I'm at peace today, guys. I'm not all over the place because it allows me time to pray, and it allows me time to build trust and faith, knowing that my God is going to provide every one of my needs. It gives me something to look forward to, which fuels my determination to push through all those situations. Because there was a time in my life when being broke made me depressed. It made me angry. It made me bitter. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to do anything until I had money in my pocket. Money completely dictated the world around me. I stressed over all the things I could or would be doing if I had money. I didn't see what was in front of me. Everything was what could and what should. And I fantasized about how differently my life would be if I could buy or pay for all that I wanted. Never even paying attention to the fact that what I really wanted couldn't be bought with money anyway. Tina was in search of love, attention, time, loyalty, and accountability. All the things that must already be in a person. I was out here doing just about any and everything to get money. And for some strange reason, I thought the more money I had, the more loved I would feel. Then when the money came, I did none of what I stressed so hard over to begin with. And when it was gone, none of the people was there to see the end of it anyway. In fact, I did everything I said I wasn't going to do with the money. Or either I did all the things that got me in debt to begin with that had me out here chasing money is what I did. And nowhere in that picture did I feel loved. Suddenly the bills, they wasn't as important. Them people wasn't as important. The impression of having money or being able to spend money became important to me. That's what became important to me, because the truth was the money was only to cover feelings about me that I wasn't ready to face. I wanted money to cover the fact, for one, I didn't see me nor love me. I wasn't loyal. I wasn't dependable. I wasn't able to take account, leaving me unaccountable of who I was and what I was doing. And that's because the money that I was seeking after was illegitimately obtained and then irresponsibly dispensed. And that's what happens a lot of times. We get it quick, we spend it quick, and it has no value or weight in our life. We just want it. But what God wanted for my life and what I wanted for my life was two totally different things. but I did things my way anyway, and it caused a lot of sleepless nights and lonely days. We got to stop taking things out of our hands and trying to do things our way and allow God to be God. When we work hard for our money and it is God given with a purpose rather than obtained out of want, it holds more value and we want to do less with it. Less becomes so much more in our world. When we allow God to order our steps and not try to walk alone our want for money versus our need for money, it alters. We suddenly don't want unnecessary things anymore. And we definitely ain't trying to buy things from people that can be obtained for ourselves or for others for free.
Hey, 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 how you guys doing? This is Regina Hutt, the wellness practitioner at Empower Mornings. Join me every Monday at noon to work out with Regina on One Network.
The love of the Lord can't be bought with no money. And why people think that it can, I mean, again, Tina, don't try to figure out things that ain't for her. And that's one of them things that's not for me. We got to be clear that nothing of this world can enter the spiritual world in any form. And some of us are out here killing ourselves thinking our money and riches is coming to heaven with us when some of our spirits ain't even coming to heaven with us. Some of us ain't even making it to heaven, but we out here thinking that our possessions is coming to heaven with us. And that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother episode. Some of us are in love with the thought of money or having money more than we are in love with ourselves. Money has taught us as humans that if we don't have any, we can't survive or that we're nobody. And in this world, being a nobody doesn't work for most of us. At least it doesn't work for Tina. So in turn, we do any and everything possible to get this money to make ourselves feel as if we're somebody. And we do this by falling in love with money versus trying to obtain money, because there's a difference. And it doesn't mean that the things we are doing are going to make us feel like somebody anyway. It just means that we obtaining the money that we after. But it provides us with that euphoric feeling we're in search of, that temporary fix, that I want what I want and I want it now syndrome. When we make money into an idol, we become lovers of evil. And that's exactly what I did. I did all sorts of evil to get money. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, then robbing Paul to pay Peter. And that's just the clean version of all the things that I did to get money. All the things that people go out here and do and subject themselves to get money. I was completely blind to how I was hurting me or anyone associated with me. That it didn't even matter to me. I was completely evil and ruthless in most, if not all, my ways. The love I showed myself and the love I was capable of exerting to others was solely based on my love of money. How much they had or didn't have, and how I was going to obtain it for self. I didn't care who you were and what you had going on. That my only agenda was mine. What you had going on didn't even cross my mind. Getting what I wanted, that was the only thing that was on my mind. It didn't matter what emotional state, that whatever I was doing left you in, left me in, or left whoever in. My focus was money. All I saw was dollar signs. So even if the act of getting the money left me sad or left me depressed or left me alone, even if it put me in compromising situations or compromised the integrity of others, none of that was even factored in until after the money was obtained. Then I sat down and started rationalizing and trying to put and make sense of all the things that I was doing, because we'll find some real just rationalizations for the foolery that we out here doing. We'll find a way to manipulate the situation to make sense for ourselves. And that's what I did. Then the thoughts started to flow again. And I learned how to think before acting, because before I acted before thinking. And when I did stop to think, I was thinking of the act of getting money. My thoughts was completely centered around, that was my only thought. I was being controlled by money and didn't know it. And for the moment, I had temporary money, temporary friends, temporary happiness, and temporary love until the money was spent. Seemed like the people and the emotions spent with the money. Once the money was spent, they spent too. Spent right out the door and right out my life. And that's because I allowed it to. Then I was in search again of how to get the money. And it became a vicious and devious cycle of cat chase mouse. Only I was the cat and the mouse chasing my own tail, around and around in a circle, searching for temporary riches. And searching for temporary riches only generates the longing for things that only God can provide, such as peace of mind and joy. Them same temporary fixes that I was quickly in search of, I want what I want now, left me so lost and broken, because all the things that I was doing and all the things that I had to do to have money, I was broke in spirit, guys. Money in my pocket, but broke in spirit, and that ain't it. I had no choice but to turn to God. I was miserable and had no clue where to turn next. Finding peace was my only option, because I was leading myself straight to hell. And today we search for lasting things, things that are not temporal. Money is temporary. It is a temporary fix to problems. Love is everlasting when it's real. Today, I search for love. However, some people love money for the things it allows you to do, the power and the entitlement it entails. Not that they know what to do with the power. Having money allowed me to have people around me to feed my ego. It made me likable, and folk wanted to be around me. And remember, I was lost. I didn't see me. So as long as you was around me and you wanted to be bothered with me and put up with me, I thought that was you loving me. But there was no love involved, just a bunch of open mouths, closed ears, and blind eyes. And the guilt of knowing I was doing wrong set in, but my pride of letting people know I was troubled set in. So I stayed stuck. And for starters, guilt and pride are the number one emotions that follows loving money. Either you're ashamed of not having any, or you become prideful when you have too much. And I was both. If I could get people to focus on my money and less on me, I was okay. I didn't want to be seen. But we all know when you have money, people see everything you do. You are watched like a hawk. So as much as I tried not for people to see me, they saw me. Today, having just enough money is a safe place for Tina to be, because God can only bless me in either direction. It allows him room to decide what I need versus what I want or what I may be in desire of. Because sometimes we put our wants in front of what God is really directing us to do. Hi guys, Tina Wynn-Bridges here, your host of the You See Me podcast, inviting you guys to join me every Saturday right here on the We Empower Network and on my webpage at ucme-tw.com to gain access to the Building Bridges workshops and webinar series. Thank you. See you there. When I have just enough money today, he can decide either he's going to add more, making my life more pleasurable, or take away and make my life more challenging, because he's never going to let me suffer, but he'll always give us exactly what we need. But either way he decides, our love for God or others should not be centered around how much we have or don't have. Money can make us trust it instead of trusting God. And we'll start believing that having enough money will solve all our problems. But what good is having a pocket full of money but lacking wisdom and direction on what to do with it? I didn't have no clue of what to do with the money that I was out there getting. I was just throwing it away on a bunch of frivolous nothing, doing a whole bunch of everything to get it and then wasting it on nothing. And it makes you disgruntled inside because you put money before principle. Money also can bring on a whole lot of sorrow from jealous and evil spirits. People just suddenly stop liking you or have an issue with you just because outward appearances sometimes mean more to people. And what looks like more to them than what they have can create an uneasy situation for the both of y'all. However, people were just looking from the outside in. They have no clue what you did to get the money or to keep the money or maintain the money. People don't know that I was selling my soul to the devil to get half the things that I had. They just knew that they were jealous and wanted what I had. But you have something that they desire, and they will try to figure out a way to take it from you or to make you lose it. Having more than others leads to selfishness. The biggest sin is being prideful. When I was making pockets full of money, my pride got way over itself. And I became selfish. I had no love for anyone, not even for God. Him being the one to provide all my needs, that never even entered my mind or the equation. All I knew was I had what I wanted and people envied me. People envied me. People wanted to be around me. And I felt this sense of fake love. Today, envy is too close to evil. So I took out the I and let God in. We have to allow God in any and all situations. We must constantly seek God, asking Him to free us from the love of money so we can wholeheartedly love Him, love ourselves, love others, and not just things of this world. And we all seem to forget money is of this world. It is made of paper and then a value is added to it. It is man-made. And the riches they speak of in the Bible can't be bought with earthly money. We can't bring the money that's down here up there to heaven with us. I don't know why people keep thinking that. Jesus spoke about money a lot because he knew it would be the root of people not following him or giving up on him. And we go through that too. People is your bestest friend as long as you got money for them and could do for them. Let you say no and see how the situation change. It was created as a distraction. Think about it. Most times you lose focus is usually something having to do with getting or spending of money. Or your prayers become centered around money. God, help my finances. Get me out of this debt. Money cannot buy time, knowledge, character, or true love. And it definitely can't buy love from God or for self. So why are we loving money so hard, but not loving ourselves with that same enthusiasm? Life has made it that without money, you'll need to find other ways to get what you need and can't supply for yourself. Although money is not on our hierarchy of needs, you simply can't live without it. You cannot live in this world without money, making it something everyone wants and everyone needs. And that's why it's the root of all evil, because everyone is after it. Happiness, which is what most of us are in search of, comes from a sense of fulfillment and purpose, which can't be bought with money either. It's temporary. Happiness is temporary. That's why even with money, some of us are still unhappy. On the other hand, joy comes from above, which definitely can't be purchased. And joy is everlasting. Either it's in you or it's not. Nothing or no one can take it away, and it doesn't have a price attached. You either have it or you don't, and it can't be withered by circumstance. Our Bibles teach us, 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. They have erred from faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. The love of money can lead to negative outcomes such as greed, selfishness, and unethical behavior. I had every materialistic thing I could set my mind on, but no emotional attachment to even enjoy any of it. The guilt and consequences of what I lost or gave up to have these things made having them less important. The negative outcomes led to more unethical behavior and created in me a selfish mindset that didn't care who got hurt or who lost what. I allowed money to turn me into someone I wasn't in spirit. Real treasures, guys, lie in the heart of a man, not in his pocket. And what was in my heart versus what I let money put in my heart was two totally different things. Today, I don't seek money. I seek the promises of God, which provides me with money to fulfill my needs and sometimes my wants. We must be prepared and equipped against all kind of greed and lustful objects. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions, and some of us can't properly love ourselves or others because our focus is on possessions and obtaining material things or financial wealth. We so worried about what this person have or don't have, what we have or don't have, when the real importance is, do we have enough spiritual money to possess the love of God? And when I say spiritual money, I mean faith, confidence, knowledge, understanding, all the things that make you wise, because these things is pricey. That stuff is golden. That stuff don't come easy. It don't come cheap. And all these things add wisdom to your life, because only through wisdom, guys, can we reach our truest potential and purpose in life. People are not walking around being wise fools. If you don't have wisdom, you're not making it to your purpose. Fools act out of lack of understanding and lack of good judgment. When you are spiritually rich, the things of this world no longer matter. You are not lacking understanding or good judgment. You will no longer seek tangible things. All your heart's desires will stem from what's already in you. And if it's love, true love that resides inside of you, then the love of Christ will reside there also. And when we rest in the Lord, we are assured that all our needs and heart desires are being met with the purest form of love imaginable. So my task for you guys for this week is to end your love affair with money. If you are obsessing over having more or not having enough money, turn your worries into prayers and ask God to fill you with spiritual finances. Ask God to fill your heart with a value so rich in love that your love for self will generate all the money you'll ever need, because you'll be able to pour into others who will pour into you. Guys, go out, see yourself, love you properly so that God's love can properly be exerted through you onto others. See them and be open to the reciprocation of that love being given back to you. Then come back and see me. Until next time, guys, thank you for joining me.